Hello everybody, me and my cisadas are back. Actually cisadas today. They decided to finally give me a break. They were very loud just a moment ago, just as I was about to start shooting this video. Like they always do. I think that it's premeditated, to be honest with you. I got a lot of good feedback on the previous episode about some things that I missed, specifically regarding the ending. I thought Caitlyn just completely based her accusation on Tyrion Lannister based on that strand of hair that she found. Oh god. Are you done? But anyway, I thought that she based her decision on accusing Tyrion based on that strand of hair, but I had forgotten the scene with the knife at the beginning. And I actually had forgotten the knife was from the attempt, because in my mind, like, I was thinking of the scene where they pushed Bran off the window. I had forgotten about the assassination scene, the attempted murder, and that was the knife. I was like, what? I didn't make the correlation on the knife with Bran, to be honest with you. Because I want to get your name right, I have it pulled up right here to give you guys, when you guys are right, you guys are right. So when Heather, thank you for all the support, Heather, by the way, but when Heather, said in her comment that the accusation was based on the knife, then it clicked in my head, like, oh right, there was an assassination attempt, and the dude was killed, and he was holding a knife, and apparently that knife, based on what Littlefinger told them, belonged to Tyrion. That makes a lot more sense. Also, I had another comment regarding that part of the episode by Nihilanth, one of the three, I bet, was correct. And they said that Tyrion is still part of the family, who is being accused of the murder. So Caitlyn was accusing him of conspiracy as well, him being part of the family, which would make sense. So yeah, you guys really put me onto that, because I had completely missed it while doing the reaction. That's why it's great to have you guys, when I slip up and miss some things, which could be very important, because it's going to happen. I'm already warning you. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen again. So I'm trying my best to talk at the same time while also taking everything in. I might even need to go back to certain scenes if I think I missed a part of it. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, with this long intro, everybody's just going to right now. Yes, sure. But yeah, since we got this out of the way, let's get into episode 5. Oh, yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with Tyrion, and does he... You know what? We'll get into it in the episode. Let's make sure everything's good. Everything's recording. Let's do this a little bit. And yeah.
Life is strange.
Great
Not so many
game.
Years ago, we fought as enemies at the Trident.
I'm glad we never met on the field, Sir Barristan. As is my wife. I don't think the widow's life would suit her.
You're too modest.
About matters of combat.
He was a fine
Okay,
man,
so
yet
apparently he's really renowned as a knight.
terrible crime.
That lad.
Interesting.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that?
I mean, she would have killed today.
Look at this idiot. One ball and no
Even back in the day, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Arm.
Fat for your armor.
Fat.
Yeah.
Fat
You
is.
don't have a mirror?
Is that how you speak to your king? Oh, it's funny, is it?
No, Your Grace.
No. You don't like the hands joke?
You're screwed either way.
You heard the hand. The king's too fat for his armor. Go find the breastplate stretcher. The breastplate stretcher. How long before he figures it out? Or someone else's blood? Robert. What? Oh. An inspiring sight for the people, eh? Come, bow before your king. Bow, you shits.
Robert is out of control. This man. But actually, I would say a pretty accurate representation of a lot of kings. Okay, Mr. Model.
Thank you, Dolores.
Okay, now for certain, I think he's going to win this. I'm not going to get caught again.
I can't watch.
We could even buy a friend.
He's going to die.
Nah, he's not. Not after that entrance and that helmet. Nobody has ever got killed wearing that helmet. Now, if he does get killed, I'm leaving this room immediately. But yeah. What? I was not expecting that. I was not ready for that. I did not want to see that. Okay, brother and brother. I could see that transpiring after the story that we learned about in the previous episode. Yeah, I was not ready for the horse scene at all. I'm usually a little bit prepared. Okay, that reminded me of The Witcher.
When was the last time you saw your sister?
5 years ago.
She's changed.
Who's your sister?
She was always a bit touched, but now... What of imbecile arms an assassin with his own blade?
Should I gag him?
Why? Am I starting to make sense?
Right? Who does that? Okay, are we going to see Tyrion in combat for the first time? Okay. Let's see then. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I think you got him. I think it's good. Who said that seal was a defensive weapon?
I'll be fine, my lady. There's no need to bloody.
They did not cut his sideburns, unfortunately.
It's archery, navigation, and lovemaking.
So are we going to get like a detailed, like what I was talking about earlier episodes, right? A panoramic view
Stag, a crown.
and just some description of the kingdoms / countries.
The fury.
Sometimes I worry you're too smart for your own good.
I'll never shoot another arrow.
Yeah, but you're too smart for your own good. So that means
Legs to work a bow.
that you are gifted in different ways.
Works, you could learn to shoot a bow from horseback.
Really?
Also that. I hadn't thought of that.
Dothraki boys learn when they're 4 years old.
That's also a possibility. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Game of Thrones gave us.
I've been Lord Stark's ward since I was 8 years old.
Ward? That's a nice word for it. Your father rebelled against King Robert, and if he does to you...
My father fought for the freedom of his people. What did your father do? Fought to cook and whelp to whore.
A serious boy with a serious cock.
I don't want to pay for it.
Get yourself a wife.
Some very interesting information in there, along with all the other stuff that will inevitably have to be blocked out of the video.
Some doors close forever, others open in most unexpected places.
Okay, what are you doing with the closing? Very suspicious behavior.
Doomed as the king face.
The same sort as John.
Yep.
Someone who could afford it.
John was a man of peace. He was hand for 17 years, 17 good years. Why kill him?
he started asking questions.
Like, what is Cersei doing with your brother in a closed room? Every day. Okay, that was too dark for me to see anything. What are we looking at? Is that tooth? Teeth? Yeah, it's teeth.
You know what these savages are. Delay, you say. Move fast, I replied. This is no longer a game for two players.
Oh, so they are staging an uprising. Is what I'm getting. That dude, the bald-headed dude, right? It's like it's the Game of Thrones. So clearly, there are multiple people like this shot just suggested that are eyeing the throne and the kingdom.
Certain lord with a taste for fresh cadavers. Must be enormously difficult to accommodate that inclination. The logistics alone, to find beautiful corpses before they rot.
I was going to ask what kafaras were.
Would not be in accordance with the king's laws.
Strictly speaking.
Yeah.
Does someone somewhere keep your balls in a little box? I've often wondered.
But enough about me. How have you been since we last saw each other?
Since you last saw me, or since I last saw you?
Now, the last time I saw you, you were talking to the hand.
I do believe that I have seen you even more recently than you have seen me.
Have you?
Yes.
Two conniving SOBs right here. But I'm really enjoying the scene between these two. I wasn't sure how to feel about these two characters. But, you know, I'm really liking what they're doing with them.
You want your father, boy? He's lying on the floor.
Why do they keep calling this obvious girl a boy?
I'm not a boy, I'm Arya Stark of Winterfell.
Like, where's the confusion?
My father will have both your heads on spikes. Now, are you going to let me by, or do I need to smack you on the ear to help with your hearing?
Tell him.
You know,
They said you found the bastard, and the wolves are fighting the lions, and the savage. Something about the savage.
A lot of informations.
In the dungeons, near the dragon skulls.
What were you doing?
Ah, so those were dragon skulls. Okay.
Chasing a cat.
This must be your son. He has the look.
I'm a girl.
Did Benjen send you?
No one sent me, my lord. I'm here to find men for the wall.
I'm so confused.
The dungeons might be fit for service.
I'm seeing why they're doing it. Thematically, story-wise, where I already know Arya is going.
His blood runs black, makes him as much my brother as yours.
But they have to be blind at some point, right?
I rode here so hard.
Okay, by the accounts Tyrion gave us of your sister, I'm expecting her to be out of her mind. Very elf from Lord of the Rings inspired, if I may say so.
Is it about my wife?
No, my lord. I believe it concerns Daenerys Targaryen.
The whore is pregnant.
You're speaking of murdering a child.
I warned you this would happen back in the north. I warned you, but you didn't care to hear.
So who told them?
Hear it now. I want them both dead.
Oh, so, okay. Okay.
Honor? I've got 7 kingdoms to rule. 1 king, 7 kingdoms.
The narrow sea still lies between us.
So what I'm getting here is that the council, or at least some parts of the council, clearly want the king to fight the Dothraki in a battle because they believe that he's going to lose. If what my understanding is correct, Varys wants to upstage the king. What better way to do that than to make him enter a war that he will lose? If I'm getting this right. I could be completely mistaken.
How many innocent? Is it not wiser, kinder even, that she should die?
So kind.
So that tens of thousands might live.
You're the king's hand, Lord Stark. You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
Then find you a hand who will. He never wanted to do this anyway.
I thought you were a better man.
Out, damn you!
He never wanted this anyway.
Go, run back to Winterfell!
You bring him here without permission. You pollute my home with his presence. Your aunt has done a bad thing, Robin, a very bad thing.
He's little.
He's Tyrion the Imp of House Lannister.
Tyrion's face just kills me.
He murdered the Hand of the King.
Oh, did I kill him too? I've been a very busy man.
You will watch your tongue. He's just trying to frighten us. Lannisters are all liars. No one will hurt my baby.
Yes, he's clearly unwell. Clearly unwell.
To see the bad man fly.
Time to time? Okay.
You're jealous. You sure this You prefer me like this? Mm-hmm. Not careless. Maybe you should find a little boy. I want you. I could work at fighting all day, every day. I'd still never be as good as you. Yes, well.
Game of Thrones, we don't need to see that.
He's still my older brother. What are you doing? Look at it. You cut me. It's just blood. We've all got it in us. You're going to see a lot of this. You need to get used to it. Go on. Look.
Yeah, but cut yourself then for that lesson. That's a good speech though, but...
You would be a wonderful king.
I was kind of worried with how long we were going to stare at the lingering stuff. They moved on quickly enough.
To Ned Stark, didn't we? Still outnumber them.
Which is the bigger number, 5 or 1?
5.
5. 1 army, a real army.
They're
united
good with,
behind one leader,
you know,
with one purpose.
They're teaching by showing in the show.
Died with the Mad King. Sometimes I don't know what holds it together.
Our marriage.
We're all having a good time. Such a good time. I have to commend the show on the writing, man. Like, no jokes, really, really good writing.
I can't even remember what she looked like. I only know she was the one thing I ever wanted. Does that make you feel better or worse?
Doesn't make me feel anything.
I have a feeling you generally just don't feel anything. That's the feeling I have for Cersei. The feeling I have for Cersei is she can use her emotions, she can showcase fake emotions to get what she wants. She's really good at pretending to feel things, but generally just...
The king was always good to me.
When John Arryn came to visit you...
There's nothing, no feelings there.
He wasn't that sort of man, my lord.
Come.
Jory!
My lord.
I mean, he was sitting there the whole time. You could have let him, like, since you were there, have some fun. Okay. Are you issuing the arrest of Ned Stark?
Small pack of wolves.
Brother's a dead man.
You're right. Take him alive. Kill us Ned.
I'm not ready for any key deaths. I'm not ready for any key deaths yet. Yep. Yep, should have seen it coming. They showed him entirely too much this episode. Prime candidate for death. They wouldn't dare kill Sean Penn, right? That never happens. I'm actually stressing right now. Okay, it's the leg. It's the leg. We're okay. We're good. It's the leg. It's just the leg. So in a way, stabbing him in the leg, you know, kind of ensured that he would not be killed. As I assume there is some type of code of conduct, or like, you know, type of honor that goes into fighting. Well, that was, you know, that was something. I was not ready for Ned to be killed. Would have been entirely too early. Very, very Lannister-like to use their brother for their own gain. They always wanted to harm the Starks. What better motive to use than them kidnapping their brother, who they really don't care for. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And he doesn't care for them. Is also another feeling that I get. So what a great, you know, what a great front to use. I really liked the way that they showed, you know, the conniving, slimy, behind the back, under the shadows ways, the conspiring that's happening in the council between Varys and Littlefinger. You're seeing this, you know, behind the scenes, the puppet masters of certain things, of what they think they're the puppet masters, but the thing is, there's plenty of them, and they're all going for the same. They all have the same goal in mind, which is like what the title of the show is, Game of Thrones. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing there's a recently dead king, and there's an open spot. In a way, I mean, King Robert is there now, but you know, what happens if King Robert isn't there anymore for whatever reason? They all have, I think they all have their own vision of how that could happen and how that could benefit them. I think it's pretty obvious that Varys and Littlefinger want a war with the Dothraki to happen. Which, by the way, we get none of the Dothraki this episode. Just realized. But they really want the war with the Dothraki to happen because they are almost certain that King Robert is going to be on the losing end of that. I'm not quite sure what the motivation of Varys is. They did say that he was an outsider, so maybe he still has, you know, an agenda that is entirely for his people, quote unquote. Basically like a traitor. He wants to betray the current king and the kingdom that is at place. But to me it's very obvious that they want to uproot upstate's King Robert and the current, how the kingdom currently looks like. Littlefinger, he's just like, he has too many things on his mind, I think. I can't quite pinpoint what his end goal is at all. Maybe he just likes, you know, he just likes to have his brothels and just live lavish. He's even spying on the spy, in a sense. Right? He's even like, he's almost one step ahead of somebody who is like 5 steps ahead in his head, in Varys. Which is why I like the little scene that they had with each other. And just to give another comment on the writing. So well done. The dialogues between the characters are so well written. Even the way that they show, like, as I said, teach by showing. You know, when King Robert told Cersei, what's a stronger number, 1 or 5, right? Cersei went 5, right, with numbers, like 5 is more than 1. But, you know, the fist, as he said, one strong army against many, you know, weaker armies. Very good storytelling, very good imagery, well written lines. We also got introduced to new characters. That was the Eyrie that they went to, where apparently Catelyn's sister is, and she did not look in her right mind at all. You know, her relationship with your son is very obviously unhealthy as well. I don't know yet if it's unhealthy in an even weirder way. It's just that, you know, he looks a bit old for breastfeeding, which I think, you know, they clearly wanted to show that, right? But since this is Game of Thrones, my mind always goes to worst case ancestral fucked up scenarios, so I'm not quite sure what to make of them yet, other than they are just a little bit off, a lot off actually. I'm guessing we're going to get more of the Eyrie. I did notice in the intro they specifically focused on the Eyrie early. Could this have been one of those things that you guys were telling me about? Pay attention to the intro because it shows where the story is going to be taking place in each episode. I thought it was interesting because it caught my eye and I don't remember it in previous episodes. All the scenes with King Robert, honestly. At the beginning I wasn't too big of a fan of just his character overall, but I'm starting to really like his character. He's a fucked up person in a lot of ways, but so are most people in this show. So I can't hold it against the character, because it's a very well written character, great acting performance. There's definitely like a presence when he's on screen. Also the framing, whenever he's having these one-on-one conversations with people, it's always so well done. Like the angles that they show him at, the close-ups of his face, aided by the great performance. It's very enjoyable. I really enjoy his scenes a lot. We did not see Jon Snow at all, we did not see Sam or the friends. They really focused on two main areas because they had a lot of things to unravel in those areas. King's Landing more specifically. But yeah, these are my thoughts on the episode, guys. Another very solid episode. The Cisaras are back, so I'm going to wrap this up. Make sure you give a like, really helps and I really appreciate it. Comment on things that I might have missed, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all in the next episode. The Cisaras will not stop. Bye.